Hello friends, it's a Kristen, or Krusty if you prefer to call me that, that is fine. For today's video, I'm going to be ranking my last 10 palettes. These 10 palettes were all from 2024, and they were the last 10 palettes I used, or the last palettes that I used in 2024, so I will have a ranking of all the palettes, or new palettes anyway, to me that I used in 2024. I got them all ranked. It was hard, and I don't know if everything's gonna stay the same. the last 15-20 and like the first 15-20, not so bad, but it's like kind of that middle where anything can kind of be switched up. Can be tough. So, but anyway, we're not talking about that quite yet. We're doing my last 10 palettes. So I have them here and we're just gonna get into it. So first up we have from, I think it's Hecky Beauty. This is a Moonlight palette. This is like a dupe for the Rare Beauty eyeshadow palettes. It just, there's not a lot you can do with it. There's only two mattes, which are this one here and this one here. Very similar. I really wish they'd had like a purple matte to go with those purple shimmers. Some of the shimmers were really nice. Some kind of just didn't, they just kind of like stuck there and didn't blend very well. They kind of were patchy. So like if I could take this middle shade out, there was a way to do that. It's a beautiful silver. Even like as a highlight. I wish I could do that, but I don't think it's possible with this kind of palette. But yeah, just not a lot to do with it. The formula wasn't the best and kind of inconsistent. So yeah. Next up, from Kevin and Coco, we have the Halloween Little Big World palette. This was actually very, very nice. I love the packaging. So that's a color story. So like a neutralish orange color story. These two shimmers right here are very similar. That's kind of the reason that I ranked it at 9. I might even put it like, now that I look at it, I'm like, it might even be 8. It actually had a really good formula. The mattes blended nicely. The shimmers were nice. You know, nothing crazy spectacular, but nice. But it had a really good longevity on my eyes. Blended well together. The formula was really nice. You know, as far as like the mattes and the shimmers were nice, but not special, if that makes sense. But the longevity was really nice. So I was actually really pleasantly surprised with this, because I think I've seen them on like Temu and stuff, and sometimes like that's like a kind of a crapshoot. The number 8, we have Exino Beauty, the Barbie Girl palette. So that's what it looks like on the inside. So if it was a different color store, I might have rated it higher. They do have a pressed glitter here. It's kind of that really, it's not like the hardest glitter ever, but it doesn't pick up very well. So I don't love that. The pinks, I'm not really a pink girly, but they have some nice like neutral shades there. The shimmers were nice. They blended well. The formula really was actually pretty good. But the color story is, for one, not my color story. And I used this purple here. It was very pretty purple, but it did stain my eye and it kind of irritated my eye trying to like get it to come off. That's another reason why I ranked it a little bit lower. Just on my favorite color story and the purple, which purples I've heard tend to do that. That's really the first time I think I've had a purple stain my eye. Eyelid anyway. So, but I am kind of intrigued by the brand just because the formula was pretty good, and that silver is very pretty. Once again, another pretty silver. Like that little pink there, even though I'm not a pink girly, like a soft pink like that is nice. I really did like the looks I came up with. I'm kind of scared to use that purple, and that was one of my favorite colors, so that's why that's ranked there. Number 7, from Glaminatrix, we have the Nocturnal palette. So this palette, I think, is now discontinued from Glaminatrix. This is the first time me trying Glaminatrix. I've wanted to try them for a while now. And to be honest, I wasn't blown away. I thought I would be. So that's what the inside looks like. I mean, nothing, I don't, maybe it's just I'm going through a funk, but I wasn't super inspired by like the colors, even though this looks like something that would totally be my color story. Maybe I was just having some off days when I was trying to play with this, because I've heard a lot of amazing things. I like the colors, but just for some reason when I was looking at it and like putting it on my eye, I was just like, it's not coming together for me. And that could just be a me thing. Um, and the formula was okay. I think I was expecting more. I've been wanting to try this brand for a long time. So it might just be a me thing. But just because I wasn't super inspired and not like, thoroughly impressed, I ranked it a little bit lower. But I am, willing to give more chances because sometimes it's me and not the product. For number 6, we have Give Me Glow, the Haunted Pumpkin palette. Now, one of my big complaints, I think, or a complaint that I have, is that it's just so big. I feel like it doesn't need to be this big. But another thing is I really like the color story. I like the theme. It's really fun. Like, I like oranges, I like teals, but there's just not a ton you can do with it. Like, it's kind of the same tones a little bit. So that's kind of why I ranked it a little bit lower. The formula was good. It did crease more on my eye, but they are kind of a darker color story, and that does tend to happen. So I don't hold it too much against them. But yeah, it's a fun palette, and I like the theme and all that. Number 5, we have Melt Electrip palette. I found this at Marshall's for $15. Now, I do have other melt palettes, but the other melt palettes I had before this one, I think I've given them all away or decluttered them. And then I got some other ones after I got this one from Marshall's. But this is the color story. It's really pretty. I really like the looks I made with it. The formula was nice. I will say, I think it's this purple. Yeah, this purple right here, this purple orange. Go back to kindergarten. Purple on my mind. It is dry. So it's different from the other shimmers in this palette, but it still looked really pretty as like a topper. It didn't have a lot of color to it. So I didn't love that. They have the red. I'm not a big red girl. But like, I like most of them. It did a good job. And I'm not sure, maybe they meant for that shimmer to be a little bit drier for whatever reason. Like I said, it did look pretty kind of as a topper, but didn't give a lot of color payoff. So that's Electrip. And then next up we have another of the melt palettes. This is the Christmas Town one. The Lenticular, I believe is how you say it. So fun. I do enjoy The Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm not necessarily like a die-hard fan. Like, I don't have, a bunch of decorations, but I do enjoy it. And oh, the mirror cracked, but the plastic's still over it, so that's good. I thought it was like part of the aesthetic when I just opened it, but the dogs were in here. I was in here messing with stuff. My sister was in here. Somebody might have stepped on it, is my guess. But the plastic covering is still there, so nothing could have gotten through. Anyway, so that is the color story. I really like the color story. I really enjoyed the formula. Once again, it's got the red, so those aren't really my colors. But the rest of it works well. So yeah, and I really like that greenish yellow, and they were really pretty. So I'll see if I can get that glass out of there just so we don't accidentally have an issue. And then number 3, I have to be kind of careful because there is a broken shadow in here, and I'm not sure if it came that way and I didn't check it right away because I had this palette for a minute before I used it, or if I stepped on it, dropped it, a dog stepped on it. It's hard to say around here, but this is the Ace Beauté Ambience palette. So it's right there. I kind of pressed it, but I need to get some alcohol and just do a better job at pressing it, and I think it'll be okay. A very beautiful color story, very like fall. I didn't include this in my fall palettes because I hadn't used it yet, and kind of it was in my to be used pile and forgot. Lovely formula. The shimmers are really nice. I really like that color story. So that is number 3. Number 2, we got D&D Signature, the single Jingle Bell Ruby palette. We got this in our Ice Cream Beauty box. It was one of those times where we got to choose which palette we got from Ice Cream Beauty. And I chose this one, and I don't regret my choice, but you have the option to add the other one on for $10. But I was having like, I have enough moment, and I really wish now that I had the other one on, but I didn't. The other one was like an autumn one. It was very pretty, but I was like, I have those colors, but I saw more people use it, and I was like, I should have got it. But anyway, this is that. Once again, it's got the red. There's so many reds. Probably just like Christmas themed ones, but it works well with the other ones, and I can use the other colors to kind of use that more as like an accent as far as using that color and use the other ones. I really like the shimmers and the duochrome, multichromes. They do have a really nice formula, so I'm really happy to have that. And then number 1, it was on my wish list for a long time, and it was kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. And then I got it. I think it was Erica Conger use it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. So this is her fault. This number 1. This is from Menagerie. This is the Sugar High palette, and just probably the most winter Christmas palette in this ranking, I would say. I really enjoyed it. It was one of those color stories I looked at and thought it was pretty, but I wasn't sure if I could put it together. I wasn't sure if I had the creativity to do that, but I did, and I really have enjoyed it. There's really not a color in here I don't like. You know, I can use like these two, even though they're more neutral, but I can put in a pop of color to make it real fun. I can do like a little bit, like I can use these two and like use that if I do want to do neutral, which isn't often. But it's got just a lot of fun colors in there, and I really enjoyed playing with it. So that's why she's at number 1. So that's my last 10 palettes. I'm gonna start on the next 10. I haven't yet. Usually I do, but I've just been kind of wanting to use older palettes, trying to use some of these more than once so I can really get a good opinion on them. But I will start on the next 10, and then we'll have another ranking. But of course I will do my palettes for 2025 ranking. I'll probably go through them a little bit faster. I don't have all of those palettes. I did declutter some. And I think that's it. Alright guys, if you enjoyed, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, send your friends. We have fun here, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.